A lot of people are interested in starting healthcare businesses that do not bill insurance, and they're not necessarily aesthetic businesses. More and more providers are interested in starting concierge or cash based medical practices, or they're interested in adding a cash based piece to their current healthcare business. Now, why is that? A lot of providers are tired of dealing with denials, dealing with reimbursement issues, dealing with recoupment issues, or they're just scared of all the ramifications that come in with healthcare billing. More and more physicians and other providers are opting to start a concierge medical practice or a direct primary care medical practice. Now, what does that mean? That means that these providers are trying to build cash, or they're trying to add a cash based piece to their current medical practice. Now, it makes a lot of sense, especially when you're dealing with the headaches of health insurance, but do understand there are a lot of regulatory hoops that you might have to go through before making this adjustment. Number one, most of the people who are doing these types of businesses, they see a substantial less amount of patients because a lot of the times your providers are going to be spending a good amount of time with their patients. Unlike health insurance that mandates that you have to see a patient for a certain amount of time and then you go on, with a concierge practice, you don't have those type of stipulations in your practice, especially if it's all just cash based. So oftentimes the benefit is that patients have better care because the doctor or provider is spending more time with patients. But on the flip side, if you're spending more time with individual patients, you don't have the time to see the same volume of patients, which means that you've got to hike up your costs to balance out your books. If you found value in this video, you'll find more value with meeting with us and our team to help you strategize your legal complex issue and resolve your issue. Reach out to us at dorismeet.com. Understanding and training your patients really to understand now that they're going to pay cash and not going to pay insurance can sometimes it doesn't always go well. Your patients might love you, but if their employer is paying for their health insurance, they some of them don't want to make that switch and have to pay cash. So that becomes a little bit of a, kind of a tug of war for the patient and the provider, and the provider ends up seeing less patients, but a lot of them are still doing very, very well by seeing less patients and taking more cash up front so they can offer better care. Please understand that if you do still choose to offer insurance to your practice, you have to make sure that you're understanding the insurance agreements that you signed with all your payers before you start adding a cash based business. A lot of the times we see providers who don't really do that, and then they end up, what I would say, is breaching their payer agreement. Every time you enter into a payer agreement with Blue Cross, United, Medicare, Medicaid, you have an agreement as to what you plan to offer and what you plan to get paid for. And if you decide to offer the same service but at a different rate now at a cash rate, you're actually breaching the contract that you signed with them. So it's important that you spend some time and review those agreements. If you have any other questions and you're thinking about starting a direct primary care or concierge practice, please reach out to me at dorismeet.com. I'd love to help. Thanks so much. Take care.